Recently, Brandon Jennings was seen telling a room of former NBA players how great he believed he was.
No, I told him pound for pound I'm better than him.
In high school?
No, just leading up. All high school, skip that, college.
This led many NBA fans wondering, how good was prime Brandon Jennings? Let's rewind a bit and take a look at this. It's November 14th, 2009. Rookie Brandon Jennings takes the court at the Bradley Center for just his 7th NBA game and shocks everyone with an incredible 55 points against Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors. This was just a glimpse into the untold story of one of the most under-the-radar talents of the past decade. How did he burst onto the scene with audacious plays, record-breaking feats, and unforgettable moments, only to soon fade from the spotlight? We'll explore all this and more today. But before we get into it, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching one of the best new basketball channels, Swish Archives. Expectations were sky high when Jennings arrived in the NBA. ESPN had ranked him as the top high school prospect in 2008, ahead of future stars like Drew Holiday, DeMar DeRozan, and Kemba Walker. He initially made headlines as the first American basketball player to skip college and go pro overseas, sparking endless debates about whether his decision was the best move for his future. At the time Brandon Jennings was drafted, the Milwaukee Bucks were struggling with their backcourt, featuring Luke Rittenauer, Raymond Sessions, Charlie Bell, and an often injured Michael Redd. The team was in dire need of a point guard, and Jennings wasted no time. In his NBA debut, he nearly recorded a triple-double against the Philadelphia 76ers, dropping 17 points, 9 assists, and 9 rebounds in 34 minutes. Although the Bucks lost the game, Brandon's energy and passion were instantly palpable to fans watching at home. Following that remarkable entrance to the league, Jennings continued to show his talent, though somewhat inconsistently. Then came November, when Jennings was arguably the best basketball player in the world for 10 nights. Going up against a formidable Nuggets team on November 11th, Jennings thoroughly outplayed Chauncey Billups, the 2004 NBA champion, who was still a prominent All-Star and coming off an All-NBA third-team selection. Despite Billups' reputation for clutch performances, it was Jennings who took over late in the fourth quarter, hitting 2 three-pointers in a row and sealing the win with 6 straight free throws. His stat line was phenomenal, reminiscent of James Harden's 2018 peak: 32 points, 9 assists, and 4 rebounds, while shooting 11 of 19 from the field, 2 of 2 from beyond the arc, and 8 of 8 from the free throw line. Just 3 days later, Jennings delivered an outstanding performance Bucks fans wouldn't soon forget: his double nickel game. He shot 21 of 34 from the field, including 7 of 8 from deep, to score 55 points in a 129-125 home win over fellow rookie Stephen Curry. Despite a rough start, missing his first 3 shots, being benched for almost 5 minutes, and failing to score in the first quarter, Jennings exploded for 55 points over the final 3 quarters, including 29 in the third. He showcased an impressive range of skills, effortlessly making floaters, smooth pull-up jumpers, and explosive dives to the basket. You could see him grab rebounds, carry the ball up court, then knock down threes off a screen. This game marked the Bucks' 4th consecutive win and Brandon's breakthrough moment, making him the talk of the town. Jennings broke the franchise record for most points in a game by a rookie, surpassing the previous mark set by Kareem in 1970. He also scored more points than any rookie since Earl the Pearl Monroe, who had 56 points in 1968. Additionally, Jennings' 55 points were the second most ever scored by a Milwaukee Buck, just behind Michael Redd's 57 points in 2006. While people had high hopes for his talent, Jennings exceeded expectations, immediately winning over Bucks fans with a level of swagger that'd been missing since the Big Three era, led by Ray Allen, Glenn Robinson, and Sam Cassell. On November 16th, despite a close overtime loss to the Mavericks, Jennings gave it his all with 25 points, 8 assists, and 7 rebounds. 2 days later, he led the Bucks to a win over the Nets, contributing 19 points, 8 assists, and 4 rebounds. Over this 5-game stretch, he put up an average of 32 points, 7.4 assists, and 4.8 rebounds, shooting 52.3% from the field and an impressive 59.4% from three-point range. From there, Jennings had a solid rookie season with 15.5 points, 5.7 assists, and 3.4 rebounds over 82 games. He finished third in the Rookie of the Year race and earned a spot on the all-rookie first team. More importantly, his efforts were crucial in leading the Bucks to the playoffs for the first time in 4 years, though they were eliminated in the first round by the Atlanta Hawks after a 7-game series. And with that, the Jennings era in Milwaukee seemingly began with high hopes. After a standout rookie season, the young guard was anticipated to rise to all-star caliber. On October 30th, 2010, Jennings achieved his first triple-double with 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists in a victory over the Charlotte Bobcats. However, his second season was disrupted by a major setback, a broken foot that sidelined him for over a month. Despite the injury, he still managed to average 16.2 points and 4.8 assists per game. But his efficiency took a hit as he shot just 39% from the field and 32% from beyond the arc. Jennings' shot selection, especially his tendency to take risky three-point shots, became a point of concern for the team. With Milwaukee struggling during his absence and his slow return to form after the injury, the Bucks missed the playoffs. Throughout the 2011-12 season, Jennings was determined to make a memorable comeback, and in many ways, he did. Although he excelled personally, the team failed to reach the playoffs for the second consecutive year. Brandon quickly made a name for himself as a high-usage, shoot-first point guard, dominating on the offensive end with his aggressive scoring mentality. His impact, however, was most notable on the defensive end during his early seasons. Jennings employed relentless full-court pressure that resulted in his opponents averaging over 16.5 turnovers per 100 possessions. Despite this defensive prowess, Milwaukee struggled to adapt to Jennings' heavy offensive workload. The team didn't adjust their strategy to reduce the demands on their 6'1" point guard, which ultimately hindered their success. With Jennings approaching restricted free agency at the end of the 2012-13 season, he aimed for a long-term contract, stating he would not stay in Milwaukee without a deal. The Bucks were hesitant to offer him a max extension, concerned that his progress wasn't as rapid as expected. There were even rumors suggesting that Jennings might not be fully committed to staying with the team. In his fourth and final season with the Bucks, Brandon, alongside newly acquired Monte Ellis, formed one of the NBA's most potent backcourts that helped guide the team back to the playoffs. They finished with a 38-44 record, securing the 8th seed in the Eastern Conference. Facing a tough first-round matchup against the reigning champions, the Miami Heat, Jennings made his famous prediction.
I know everybody's counting us out. For us, there's really no pressure on us right now. So we just gonna go out there and play basketball and win.
And how many games?
6. We're gonna win in 6.
Little did he know the phrase "Bucks in 6" would later become iconic among the fan base, especially during the 2021 NBA playoffs when the Bucks won the championship in 6 games after being down 2-0. Coincidentally, that year, 2021, the Bucks began their playoff run by sweeping the Heat. Jennings was invited to join the championship parade and help design the team's championship rings. Now, if we rewind back to 2013, Jennings' bold statement didn't go as hoped. In Game 1, Jennings delivered an exceptional performance, scoring 26 points, second only to LeBron James' 27 points. However, the Bucks were outmatched, suffering a 110-87 blowout loss, a preview of what was to come. The Heat went on to sweep the Bucks, and Jennings struggled with his efficiency, shooting just 30% from the field and 21% from three-point range. It was a tough moment, signaling the end of Brandon Jennings' time in Milwaukee. Despite a strong start and some remarkable games with the team, he didn't quite meet long-term expectations. However, his story with the Bucks didn't end there. What happened next would shape his future. Jennings ended up joining the Detroit Pistons for a 3-year, $25 million deal. Just like on the court, he took a high-risk shot in the offseason, but fell short in the end. Jennings spent 2.5 seasons in Detroit, where he struggled with inconsistency. In his first year, he averaged 15.5 points and 7.6 assists per game. His defensive performance, once a strength, declined as well. Despite these challenges, Jennings excelled as a playmaker. During a game against the Phoenix Suns, Jennings recorded 16 assists in the first half, matching Isaiah Thomas's franchise record for most assists in a half. He continued to develop his passing game the next season. He achieved a career-high 21 assists in a game against the Orlando Magic. That night, Jennings scored 24 points, becoming the first player since Steve Nash in 2009 to achieve a 20-point, 20-assist game. In a twist of fate, Jennings ruptured his left Achilles tendon in the next game against his former team and was ruled out for the rest of the season. The injury was particularly devastating. Perhaps it was the beginning of the end for Brandon, as he never bounced back statistically. Although he returned to action just before 2016, he lacked the quickness that had been a hallmark of his game. His true shooting percentage remained below average, and his assist numbers dropped to a career low. After only 23 games post-injury, during which he came off the bench, Jennings' time with the Pistons was cut short, resulting in a trade to the Orlando Magic on February 16, 2016. This move marked the start of his career as an NBA journeyman at just 26. Jennings struggled to regain his form, averaging only 7 points and 3 assists per game. Once a starter in his early career, he found himself relegated to a bench role with each new team. Jennings signed with the New York Knicks in July 2016, but was waived 7 months later when no trade could be arranged. He then joined the Washington Wizards, where he had a disappointing stint, recording his worst total points and shooting 36% from the field and 31% from beyond the arc. The Wizards advanced to the Eastern Conference semifinals that year, but Brandon made no impact on their playoff run. Due to inflated salary cap projections from the previous year and his underwhelming season, Jennings couldn't secure an NBA contract during the free agency period. Instead, he chose to return overseas, where his professional career started. At 28 years old, this wasn't where he anticipated being at. This time, he headed to China on a one-season, $1.5 million deal. Jennings performed well with the Brave Dragons, averaging 27.8 points, 5.1 rebounds, 6.8 assists, and 2.7 steals per game. However, he parted ways with the team after 13 games. In 2018, Brandon made a comeback to the NBA by joining the Milwaukee Bucks G League affiliate, the Wisconsin Herd. His performance there earned him a 10-day contract with the Bucks, who were in the process of building a championship roster. Jennings had a notable debut, nearly achieving a triple-double with 16 points, 12 assists, and 8 rebounds, giving us a flashback to his rookie season. He was awarded a second 10-day contract and later a multi-year deal, but was waived at the end of the season. Despite efforts to revive his career, Jennings was unable to return to his previous form. On October 20th, 2018, he signed a one-year deal with Zenit St. Petersburg in the VTB United League. However, his contract was terminated after just 10 games due to a controversial Instagram post where he criticized his coach for being involved with his son's team, stating, "Lesson in life, I will never play for a team and the dad is coaching his son. Never again." Jennings' basketball career came to an end after a decade marked by more struggles than successes. Yes, he might not have been destined for greatness, but his talent was undeniable, and he deserved more than just a brief period in the spotlight. His legacy is a bittersweet one, remembered for his unfulfilled potential and one of the shortest primes in NBA history, but also as the fearless shoot-first point guard who dropped 55 points in just his 7th game as a rookie. So what do you think? How impressive would his career have been if he hadn't got injured? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.